Hey, what's going on, everybody? Kellen here, giving you some more game that you can use. And I want to tell you, because my last video, I talked about the SBA, I talked about SCORE, and I talked about Apex accelerators. And as I knew it, PTAC from back in the day. But I wanted to give some more game on here because business can be expensive and there are some free things that you can use out there outside of those three organizations. And also, once you do get registered on certain platforms, you guys let me know if you want me to go over that in another video. Once you get registered on certain platforms, you start getting these emails, you start getting these mails, and you get these phone calls, and you hear confusing things. The truth of the matter is, business, small business, the ecosystem is full of people who sound official. They look good, they got their suit on, they look official, and they exist mainly to separate you from your money, some of them. Not because everything is a scam, but because confusion is profitable. Yes, confusion. If you're confused, you don't know where to go. I'll tell you a quick story. I had one of my mentees and clients. She paid a service that she could have did for free. And I think she paid a good amount, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. When you're starting your business, that, little hundreds is where the thousands roll over. So when we told her, hey, you didn't have to pay that, she's like, it looked official, this letter. And I think I did a video on that too, a little short maybe. But you guys got to really tap in, like, share, and subscribe to this so you get every notification, okay? Because the game is just going. I want to talk about free right now. Free certifications versus paid gatekeepers. What small businesses need to know. This is what you got to know so you can get that free game like I gave in that last video. And let me clear something up today, because too many businesses, owners are confused. You guys are stressed. You're spending money on things you don't need to spend money on. There are real certifications out there that you need. But guess what? Many of them are free. And if you know which ones you need now and which ones you may need in the future, that's how, you can kind of say, oh, hold on, so-and-so told me about that, but they told me it was free. So there are real certifications, there are helpful databases, and there are third-party companies that make money by acting like gatekeepers. They act like if you don't go through them, you're not going to get a contract. I can tell you my personal experience as Cap. If you do not know the difference, you will think everything costs money, and it does not. Even government contracts, to know what is out there, there's people who will pay, and sometimes they'll give you a little bit. They'll say, hey, we'll give you one or two, and then if you want more information, you have to pay. All that information should be free. It's just getting harder to find. And Seattle, city of Seattle used to be really good at giving it to you for free. When I left, they weren't so good about it. But let's talk about your local city and your county certifications. Most cities and counties in the U.S. offer minority-owned, women-owned, small business or local vendor certifications. These are usually handled and handed out by an office of equal opportunity. Equal opportunity. That means even if you don't have money, right? Equal opportunity. Supplier diversity office or the procurement department. And here's the key point that I'm trying to make to y'all that many people miss. These certifications are usually free 99, are very low cost if they do cost anything. Why? Because local governments, well, let's think. They want local businesses to win contracts, right? That's the whole point of the people may revolt. Think of a Paul Mooney joke that he told, if we started reacting the way we feel for real. But they are not trying to make money off of you. They're getting paid actually for you to participate in a lot of them. And in that last video that I sent you, those organizations all get paid off your participation. They are not trying to make money. They are trying to make diversity goals. So don't think they're doing you a favor. It's just that they got goals that they got to hit, right? They got economic development goals as well, and keep tax dollars circulating locally. That's a big thing. City certifications, they help you get access to local government contracts, vendor list, bid notifications, networking events, prime contractors looking for local subs. County certifications do the same, just at a larger scale. And what I would tell you is try to go state, county, and then city, because when we talk about like interlocal sheets later down the line, it'll make sense for you. These certifications matter most for local construction professional services like mine. I have a consulting and a PR firm, and we do all type of stuff. But even janitorial, security, catering, consulting, transportation, IT, and staffing. And if you guys didn't know, this whole picture you're looking at is my website, Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm. CPRFIRM.com for short. But that's what I've done to get to this level. And I won't say that it's easy, but these certifications can mean a difference even when people want to call you on a vendor list. Now, let's talk about the state level certifications. Most states also offer certifications for like MBE, WBE, DBE, veteran-owned businesses, all right? Again, many of these are free or low cost. Some states charge a small like admin fee, but this is not thousands of dollars, and it's usually not even hundreds of dollars. Most places make it so affordable anybody can participate if it's not free. It is not a subscription. It is not a sales funnel. So if you see any of that funny business on the funnel stuff, hey, tira la puerta. That's not for you. State certifications matter when you want state agency contracts, right? Large infrastructure projects, but even if you're small, you might be able to sub for some of that. Transportation and DOT work, university and hospital contracts, you can get all of that. Again, big or small. Now, here is where people will start getting confused. Let's talk about the federal stuff. And I did an interview with Eric Coffey, I believe it was last year, on my Diversified Game podcast. Go check that out and get the game. Eric Coffey, COFFIE. But we talked about the federal because it's a little different. And Eric says they pay quicker too. But at the federal level, the government does not charge you to register your business or certify it. All right? SAM.gov, it's free. Free 99 again. Okay? So if you happen to get like a DUNS number and you're getting all this stuff and you need to pay, and remember DUNS is a business, but SAM.gov is free. Your UEI number is free as well. SBA programs are free, like I had mentioned previous. Programs like the 8A, WOSB, the EDWOSB, the Hub Zone, all these are free to apply. So if you're getting anything saying pay, go the other way. No third-party payment required. And this is where I want to pause and have you guys rewind and think about all these organizations and the letters. If they don't say .gov or directly from your city, they are probably a business like mine. And they want to make money like mine. And we want to help you. But this is why I do videos like this, because I want to help you and I want you to be at a level where you can get the most value. So I need you to be educated on some things, okay? And if you have the money for me to educate you, fine. But for those who are just building, and they can't get my call and they can't book a time for whatever reason, or they try to book the free 15-minute call and answer everything, and it doesn't work like that, right? 15-minute call is really just to see if we're going to be compatible. If you aren't encourageable, can you learn? Because some people can't learn. Some people are know-it-alls. Some people are they think their way is the best way, even if they've never done it. So I'm going to pause just for a second. That was the pause just for a second. But if someone tells you they must be paid for you to access government contracts, they are not the government. They don't work for the government anyway. I don't care what they say they used to do and what's on a deck or a capability statement. They may be helpful though, but they are not required, and that's where I don't want you guys to get duped. Now let's bring in and talk about the organizations I talk about all the time. As I told you before, the SBA, Apex Accelerators, aka PTAC, SCORE. These are taxpayer funded resources created to help you. They help you with certifications, capability statements, bid strategy, compliance, pricing, marketing to agencies, all for free. Because a lot of people don't know their pricing and they don't know if it's good or bad. And ChatGPT is helpful, but chat can't tell you everything that you don't already tell it in your area. So you're only as good as your prompts. I don't think you're a whiz kid because you have chat or Gemini or Claude, all that are good, all that I'm certified in. But you got to know something about something to get where you want to go. So if all that is for free, why does it feel like everything costs when you go to your mailbox, when you look in your email? Because now we enter the world of third-party organizations. And let's say Dun & Bradstreet, which I told you before, it's not the government. They are not SBA. They are not procurement. They are a data company. You can get a DUNS number for free, and it used to be required in contracting back in the day. But you do not need to pay for that. You can get it for free 99. But after that, they will try to upsell you monitoring tools, credit builders, dashboards, and alerts. Are they a scam? No. Are they mandatory? No. Also, a big no, they aren't. They make money the same way Experian and Equifax do. They sell data and peace of mind. Government agencies do not award contracts because you paid Dun & Bradstreet. They award contracts because you are qualified, responsive, and compliant. Now, let's talk about the chambers. And, put Dun & Bradstreet in the same category as the Better Business Bureau, but let me talk about the chambers. Chambers are private organizations. They are not government agencies. They are membership clubs. Some chambers are extremely powerful for networking, local influence, introductions, political visibility. Others are basically paid directories. Membership is optional. You guys got to know membership is optional, but I say you can go to a chamber meeting 98% of the time and not pay anybody, and just kind of kick around tires. That's how they get membership. Unless it's some real high exclusive club. I'm a part of a few of those where you have to pay before you even take a peek. And a lot of times they'll say, hey, come to a meeting and see if you're a good fit. But a chamber will never be the reason you can or you cannot get a government contract. They may help you meet people, but they are not a certification authority. Now, let's talk about third-party certifiers and consultants. This is where the money flows in. There are companies that sell fast-track certifications, guaranteed approvals, preferred vendor status, private diversity, and badges. Some of these are legitimate private databases used by corporations. Some are glorified logos. Corporations may use them. Governments do not require them. Get that? You're not required in government contracting. If you are targeting Fortune 500 company suppliers, diversity programs, some third-party certifications may help. If you are targeting city, county, state, or federal contracts, they are optional at best. All right? Optional. Pause that for a second. We know what optional means. We've been talking about this whole time, right? So free resources help you enter the system, become compliant, learn the system. Paid services help you save time, avoid mistakes, and move faster. But no paid service replaces if you're eligible, your performance, or your relationships. You could rewind that so I don't have to say it again. No paid services replace the eligible performance or the relationships that you have with procurement, with business owners. Now, if you remember my other videos on the SBA and the Apex and the PTAC and the SCORE, those organizations exist so you do not have to pay just to understand how this works. Go back to those videos. And let me give you practical rules to protect your money. Rule 1, if someone sounds urgent, official, and threatening, slow down. Rule 2, always ask, is this required by a government agency or is this optional support? Rule 3, before paying anyone, talk to SBA, Apex, or SCORE first. They're there to help you for real, for real. And rule 4, certifications open doors. Performance keeps them open. You got to perform, all right? My rule 5, the government wants capable vendors, not polished invoices from consultants. Can you do the work? There you go. These are layers in the ecosystem. The government certifications are about access. Third-party services are about convenience. And salespeople blur the line on purpose. Your job is not to buy everything. Your job is to build capacity, credibility, and consistency. If you want to spend money, spend it on improving operations, hiring talent, hiring consultants, delivering results, building relationships, not fear-based compliance packages. And this is why I want to get you to wrap up. And if you want me to do some things I touched and told you Better Business Bureau, Dun & Bradstreet are in the same realm, you let me know by putting, do a video on Better Business Bureau. But what I want to leave you with is, before you pay for anything, write down one sentence. Is this required? Write it down. Is this optional? If it is optional, decide, can I truly move revenue with this? Or is it just an ego play that makes me look good? That is how you protect your money and scale, because a lot of people fail because they are trying to look good. They're listening to somebody telling them, oh, go in debt. Oh, you need business credit. And I could do a whole video on you need business credit. And you look at people's lives. I ask people, when we're talking, getting to know each other, so what's most important to you in your business? How's your family? And if they talk negative about their family, if their kids are all out of order, if they're in a whole bunch of debt, if they haven't gone on a vacation the way I like to go on a vacation, I take what they say and then I take the meat and I really spit out the bone, because a lot of people, no matter what degrees they have, what type of house they have, their life is chaos. And you can tell by how they go out. You can tell the time they spend at work, but they don't spend with their family. See, this channel right here and all my channels are to help you not just make some money, but help your mental. So when you get the money and you're qualified to cash at me, Kellen, Kash with a K. When you're qualified to cash at me, you, like a qualified investor, you actually won't go crazy. A lot of people are going crazy trying to be something that they're not. They're trying to fit in this mold. It reminds me when we used to be on the playground and people would, I'm going to put my hat to the back. Now I'm going to put it to the side because of what I see other people doing. Who cares what other people doing? How are you moving? How are you grooving? Okay? You guys know the mental health is a big thing out here, and a lot of people are battling those issues, but you don't have to battle them alone. If you guys need help, go DM me, inbox, email, call. Let's get you on a proper plan to make sure you're right, because and again, another video you could do. There's many social media people. Kai Cenat just came out, with something talking about his mental health. Charlemagne's been talking about his mental health. I could easily make a video, put what they said, and then talk on it. But I have something to say, and you guys heard what they said already. I'm not a chatty patty where I do that. I'm trying to tell you what you aren't even thinking about. And if you have an ear to hear, you'll tap in. You guys, again, if you could subscribe to all my channels and everything we do, links are in the description. But most importantly, share this game and save somebody hundreds, if not thousands, if not $10,000 worth of money. Y'all be blessed, all right?
You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt? Or maybe you're doing okay but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Ready to dominate your industry with strategy that actually scales? At Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm, we're not just PR experts, we're licensed sports agents certified in AI and elite business consultants with over 2 decades of experience leading global projects across multiple countries. Visit CPRFIRM.com, that's ColemanPRFIRM.com, and MillionaireX.ai. Then download the Millionaire X app, your AI powered guide to getting out of debt, investing smarter, and building generational wealth. Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm. It's a family business, it's different.
Hello, everyone. Join us on an exciting journey with Explore the World Cameroon. London and Sydney go take you explore Cameroon, the heart of Africa. Experience the vibrant culture, nature, and traditions from Yaoundé market to rainforest adventures. Every page na new discovery. Join the Cameroonian food, music, and wildlife with our explorers. This book na true celebration of Cameroon spirit. Get your copy now. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and through your library and bookstores via Ingram's Park. Don't miss this adventure.